Welcome to the Daily Devo. My name is Diana. Today we are talking about Mount Bethel. Mount Bethel is the place whose name means house of God. It is this mountain that is going to come to separate Israel and Judah in the two kingdoms. But in Genesis, Jacob is going to take a famous nap in this place. And it's famous because of what he dreamed about and who he encountered. But first, just for fun, what is the best place you have ever taken a nap or a rest? This is not a deep question, just a fun one to ponder. Have you ever taken a good rest, maybe at the beach in the sun, or cozy up by a fireplace, or out in a hammock? Where's the best place you've taken a nap? Well, anyway, Jacob, in today's verse, he lays down to rest, and scripture tells us he uses a rock as his pillow. And as he sleeps, he has a dream. And in this dream, he sees a stairway of form up to heaven. And he hears God speak this promise. And what God's saying, it's in Genesis 28, verses 13 through 15. Look at that story today. And God is going to start to say again how he is the God of Abraham and Isaac. And he tells Jacob in this dream, the man who's napping, he says, all your descendants are going to be like the dust of the earth that's spread out far to the east and the west, all over the world. And God tells Jacob that he will be with him and he will watch over them. Go read that for yourself today. But then listen to Jacob's response when he wakes up from this dream of seeing the stairway and of hearing God's voice and remembering the promise God's made to his people. Here's what he says in Genesis 28, verses 16 through 19. It says, when Jacob awoke from his sleep, he thought, surely the Lord is in this place, and I was not aware of it. He was afraid, and he said, how awesome is this place? This is none other than the house of God. This is the gate of heaven. And then early the next morning, Jacob is going to take the stone that was under his head, and he's going to set up a pillar and pour oil on top of it. And he calls, verse 19, that place Bethel, even though it used to be called Luz. So today we get to remember the dream that Jacob had at Mount Bethel. It's the place that he names the house of God because God met with Jacob, and it reminded Jacob of the promise that God had made, and that all the people would be blessed by the descendants of him, by God's people, and God would be with them. So what does this mean for you? What does this mean for me? Mount Bethel reminds you that God is for all people, and he desires his people, his followers, to be a blessing to others. So let Mount Bethel remind you that the place and the purpose and the promise and the awe, that all comes about in the presence of God. And maybe like Jacob, we might say in our day today, surely the Lord is in this place. How awesome is this place? Surely the Lord is in my home. Surely the Lord is in my boardroom. Surely the Lord is in my car. Surely the Lord is in my city. What if you and I remember the promise of God and we encounter the presence of God? And like Jacob at Mount Bethel, we can say, surely the Lord is in this place. How awesome is this place, which is the presence of God. We'll see you next time.